How Leandro Trossard will fit in at Arteta's Arsenal. We're going to look at Trossard. We're going to give you a profile of what player he is and why I think he's perfect for Arsenal's title challenge. We're also going to look into the deal, the cost, the contracts and all that good stuff. But of course, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. So let's dive straight into the deal. Trossard's deal with Arsenal. They'll pay around 21 million plus £6 million in add-ons to Brighton. The deal is a 4-year contract. Personal terms, never an issue for Trossard as he turned down 2 clubs for Arsenal. I think that is good news. The one concern that I would have had with Trossard, before this kind of move to Arsenal is that potential attitude. He fell out with Roberto De Zerbi at the back end of his Brighton career. The reasons there, his contract expires in June 2024. He wanted to move this window right now, so has forced that through. Of course, we've seen previous players at Arsenal, the likes of Aubameyang, really cause problems, and Arteta has given them the hook. But I kind of think this Trossard deal makes a lot of sense. Arsenal this season lining up mainly in a 4-2-3-1. They've lost Gabriel Jesus to a knee injury, which has seen Eddie Nketiah playing as that number 9 through the middle. One of the big concerns for Arsenal, and why I think they were looking at someone like a Mudryk, is to give them a little bit more depth in an attacking sense. Mudryk would have come in and played on the left wing potentially, with Martelli moving to that 9 position, or Nketiah playing through the middle still, and Mudryk playing on that left-hand side. What Trossard can do is play a number of different roles. I like what Eddie Nketiah is doing for Arsenal. I think his hold-up play has been very, very good. I think his ability to stretch the opposition in behind is good, but he's not a false 9 or a deep-lying forward as the same ilk as a Gabriel Jesus. The good thing for Arsenal fans, Trossard very much has played as a false 9 this season to great effect. In the Premier League this season, Trossard's statistics are looking pretty good. Of course, we can check them out on SofaScore. Over the course of the Premier League campaign, he scored 7 goals and got 2 assists in just 16 matches. This is an improvement on last year. He's just 1 goal away from his total from last season, and his 9 goal involvements is as many as Gabriel Martinelli has managed in the Premier League this season. Not only is Trossard going to give Arsenal some goals and some ability to play that final pass to his teammates, but he's going to add chances and crosses and, of course, shots on goal. His key passes plus shots this season is around 3.9, close to 4, which is very, very good. In terms of his passing, it's very creative, hence why we see a little bit of a lower completion on his passes. When you're looking at the big things for Arteta and for Arsenal, of course, we've got to look at some games where he's played in these various positions. Against Manchester City in the Premier League, Trossard played as a left wing-back. Against Chelsea, he played as a centre-forward. And of course, his biggest game of the season, the hat-trick against Liverpool, he played as kind of a inside left attacker or an attacking midfielder that was drifting into that inside left half space. The big thing overall for Arsenal, of course, Arsenal want players that can regain the ball. It's not just about the creativity, the goals, the assists. It's about winning the ball back. Only 3 players have regained the ball more in the final third than Trossard in the Premier League this season. Very impressive statistics. In terms of when he gets the ball, of course, there is a lot of dribbling. There's a lot of trickery to his game. Last season, Adama Traore was the only player in the Premier League to complete over 50 dribbles and have a better success rate than Trossard. Last season, Trossard completed around 70% of his dribbles in the league, which I think shows his quality on the ball, as well as his ability to make things happen. He's going to be able to beat a man 1v1. I think the other thing that I like about Trossard is his goals have come against big sides statistically over his time at Brighton. We can see at the end of last season, an absolute Worldinho of a performance against Manchester United. 1 goal and 2 assists, 4 chances created, 3 shots in that game. When you look at his positioning in that game, it is Trossard playing as this left wing back, this kind of high and wide attacker that's going to receive wide and going to get on the ball. One of the games that obviously he's shone in this role, a goal and 2 assists against Manchester United, but he also did that against Manchester City this season to really, really good effect. Scored a goal against City in a 3-1 defeat, but arguably was one of Brighton's best players on the pitch. Scored that corker from just inside the left side of the penalty area. Brighton in this shape obviously build in a kind of 3-box-3 system, 3 centre-backs, a box in midfield, and then of course wide players in Solly March and Leandro Trossard. This is a great option for Arteta. We've seen Arteta switch to a back 3 system when chasing games. Trossard could be the perfect guy to come off the bench and play as a left wing back, a super attacking left wing back. Let's move forward to another game. Obviously, his best game of this season came against Liverpool, a hat-trick. Brilliant performance from that inside left position. 4 shots on target, 3 goals scored in the game. But what impressed me in this game was I kind of think you see Trossard's two-footedness. In this match, all 3 of his goals were scored with his left foot. Trossard naturally is a right-footed attacker. So I think that duality in his game has been a real evolution of his finishing. In terms of goals scored with a weaker foot in the Premier League this season, Trossard scored more goals with his weaker foot than any other player in the league. And that ability to go left as well as going right is really opening up moments. And ask Trent Alexander-Arnold how that game went when defending against Trossard. There were 2 of his first 2 goals. Both times he did Trent Alexander-Arnold on that left-hand side, cut onto, the natural left foot versus coming inside. And again, that duality is something that I really like about Trossard. We take a look at his goals as well overall in the Premier League. 7 goals scored. As we mentioned before this season, 5 have come against some pretty good opponents, as we mentioned. The Liverpool hat-trick, the Chelsea, the City goal, and of course the Chelsea goal. This is probably where I might see Trossard in the short term playing for Arsenal as that false 9. Take a look at the average positions. He plays the role perfectly, dropping off and creating a diamond with the likes of Adam Lallana, Caicedo and McAllister at defensive midfield. This is the perfect guy for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus has revolutionised Arsenal's team this season, playing as kind of a false 9, deep line forward, playing very much as the tip of the diamond. And I think that's where Trossard comes into this team and can play that role straight away. We know Arsenal move in an attacking sense. The width is held by their wide players and the height of the team. Odegaard moves inside left, Xhaka moves inside right, and Arsenal create this diamond in midfield. Of course, one of the big reasons why Jesus has been so good at this is because he's fantastic at receiving in between the lines and with his back to goal. I think in terms of Trossard, I like him when he's off a player. When I say off a player, for example, if there's not a direct opponent on his back, when he's dropped off, moved in between the lines, he's very good at turning, receiving to feet and turning. I think one thing that he could move and work on is if there is pressure just on his back when he's receiving to feet. Sometimes he loses the ball. There was a great chance in that Chelsea game for Conor Gallagher that was following Trossard not holding onto the ball in a decent area. And that diamond is something that will be very similar to Gabriel Jesus sitting high. And again, Jesus is out injured. You need to bring a player in. And Trossard's goal was an interesting one that came against Chelsea. He kind of received a pass, took a really bad touch, but instantly went to go and win the ball back. Brighton turned over the ball, and the finish is absolutely sublime around Kepa. The feet, brilliant, and that's something that he'll bring to Arsenal. So just taking a look at kind of where he'll play for Arsenal, I think there will be times where he will play as that centre forward in Arsenal's attacking shape. I think there's times where he could play on the left wing and give Gabriel Martinelli maybe a little bit of a break, and Nketiah can play in that central position. He's a natural inverted winger that's going to receive the ball and look to create, either cutting down or cutting inside onto that right foot, which again is perfect for Arsenal at 28 years old as well. I think it's got a real good balance within the Arsenal squad. There's a lot of young attackers, Nketiah, the likes of Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, all quite young, so having a little bit of experience is quite nice. Not only that, can he facilitate the false 9 role, the left wing role? We could definitely see him potentially in that central midfield area. If Arsenal looking to throw in another attacker and having Martinelli in the side as well as Trossard and Odegaard, I think this would work more as Odegaard dropping a bit deeper and playing as a roaming playmaker and then moving into the inside left position, but that will allow Arsenal to play 5 top-level attackers at the start of games, with Trossard playing as the kind of second striker within the team. And finally, as I mentioned previously, the back 3 shape that Arteta moves to when chasing a game, your 3 centre-halves in there. One of the big things that we've seen with Arteta is it's kind of really throw an attacking element in there. So let's just rotate this round and have a little look of Xhaka in there. And let's say, you're going with Martinelli, potentially playing as the other forward, Odegaard at number 10, and then Trossard playing as a kind of attacking inverted left wing back, and Saka as an inverted right wing back. We've seen Arteta play this system at times when chasing games, going to a back three, and Trossard, arguably some of the best football he's played in the Premier League, has been as a left wing back, which is credit to Graham Potter's coaching, but also credit to the player being natural in all of those positions. So I think to summarise this move, I think you're looking at a player that can make a big impact in games, and when you look at the goals that he's scored against this season, being Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. Last season, he scored against Man United, Spurs, Arsenal, and Liverpool. With Arsenal still to play Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Manchester City twice, this is a big coup for a player that scores in big games, that makes impacts in big games in multiple positions. This season we've seen him play attacking midfield, false nine, and we've seen left wing back and make big impact in these matches. Makes for a good signing for Arsenal Football Club. Of course, they sit top of the league right now, and it's going to be a big end to the season for them. And signing someone that is in the prime, that's looking very, very good with his finishing, as we mentioned. 6 out of the 7 goals he scored this season have come with his weaker left foot. I think Arteta and Edu have done another good bit of business. You're thinking it's a 4-year deal. It'll be 32 when that contract ends. 20 million. It's not a massive amount of money. We're not talking a Nicolas Pepe type of cash. I think it's a good deal for Arsenal. The one thing is that attitude, as we mentioned before. If Arteta can, lock him down early doors, set the standards. I think, Trossard's the type of a player that's going to make a massive impact as Arsenal search to win the Premier League. But anyway, guys, what do you think? Do you think Trossard is a good signing for Mikel Arteta's team? And where do you think he's going to play? Left wing back, left wing, attacking midfield, striker? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Statman Dave. Check out SofaScore as always, and we'll see you very soon.